How you doing, Cheshire? You all right? Nice to have
Yeah,
you back on the
not
podcast
bad.
again.
Yeah, my pleasure. My pleasure. We've been trying to get this sorted for a while now, so yeah, it's good to be on. Thank you, and
Yeah, no, you're
congratulations
welcome.
on reaching 100
Yeah,
podcasts.
no,
Well, that's really good.
yeah, no, I appreciate it, man. I've just, as you know, just been cracking on with it, and we've done a
Yeah.
few together,
Mm.
and I appreciate it. It's just trying to be consistent with it.
Yeah. No, that I understand how hard it is to remain consistent with something, and yeah, I see you like networking out to all these people on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, trying to get all kinds of people on your podcast. But it's working because you're getting some decent content in. Um, yeah.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, man. I mean,
This is your
it's
101st, isn't it?
yeah, 100, 101.
Yeah. Do you remember your first? Do you remember when you lost your podcast virginity? Do you, do you, do you, do you remember your first one?
Yeah, the first one I did was about 2 hours long, about
Really?
nearly 2 hours long, and I
Who
think it
was that
was
with?
it was with a lady called Katie Barnfield, and she makes art using carbon fiber, from race cars and stuff.
Oh, I remember her carbon fiber podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So,
remember that. Yeah.
but it's been quite a journey.
No. Okay, so no.
I didn't really think anything of it. I just was like, I'll try it, see what happens. Something I want to do as a hobby,
Mm.
and it's just kind of gone from there, really.
It's big, isn't it? Yeah.
I think people like to listen to people talking, and it doesn't matter where you're from, what you do. I think we have a natural interest in other people. Do you know what I mean? And listen to people talk about things.
Yeah. No, of course, 100%. I used to listen to, I mean, this was many years ago now. I used to listen to all kinds of podcasts I've downloaded from iTunes. It definitely is like relaxing, sort of just listen to them, see what other people have got to say. I know you've been, before you started doing your podcast, you were a massive fan of
Joe
the Joe
Rogan.
Rogan podcast and Gary Vee and all that. I remember you'd always be sending me some link to YouTube on WhatsApp.
Yeah. Well,
No, it's good.
they're easy to listen to. Like you said, if you're working, I mean, you work from home now, don't you? So, I mean, you can just probably crack one on and then just do what you need to do. Or if you're cleaning around the house, probably you can just listen to people talking, or listen to music.
Yeah, that's it. It's easy to listen to, definitely. But yeah, today's episode, what are we leading on? Was it the stuff I did this morning?
Yeah, we'll start with that if you want, because I mean, I saw that
Yeah.
you went out. I mean, you can explain.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to go on a walk earlier, and I thought, you know what's good is I'm just going to take a plastic bag with me because I bet you there'll be stupid amounts of litter just scattered down the road, and I was right. I went out on a quick walk, and there it was. I found like 3-4 Monster cans. Yeah, no lie.
Like that.
Except they were flattened because they were really old. That's my lifeblood right there. Yeah, I'm glad I took a bag. I should have taken one bag because I filled up this one bag and it just reached the brim and I couldn't actually get anything more in, so I couldn't complete the entire road, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But it just surprises me the amount of people that just litter on our roads. Like, what the hell? Take pride in where you live.
Yeah.
My inspiration really for cleaning it up was actually this new TV series called Filthy Britain, SOS.
All right.
It's on My 5. Yeah, it's on My 5.
Yeah.
And it just follows like bin men and just like grime fighters and stuff like that.
Mm.
And they're always cleaning up stuff on that. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to do my bit for where I live.
That's nice.
So, admittedly, I should have worn different clothing because now I need to put all my Armani in the wash. I wore full Armani tracksuit, which was a mistake because I was climbing bushes and stuff like that, and and now it's just covered in like dirt, which
Yeah.
really annoyed me. But it's all right. Just put it in the wash. Yeah, I just put on some gloves and off I went, and I just filled this massive bag. And it just amazes me like what goes through people's minds, and they just litter, like they just throw crap out the car. Like I remember back in my Subaru days, like when I was a little boy racer, I probably would have done that. I can safely say that I have. Most of us have littered out our cars, but I was young and naive then. Obviously wasn't the mature young man I am today, Adam, obviously. Isn't it? What you mean? So yeah, I went out and just wanted to do my bit for the community, not so much giving something back, but my thought process was like, what if, I don't know, like a rabbit, because there's loads of rabbits around here, what if a rabbit gets its leg caught on the sharp edge of a can and it bleeds out? You know, it's not very nice, is it? Obviously, because it's an innocent creature, it's not doing anything wrong. So I just thought I'd go and clear it all up. And then I brought it back to my bins here and put it all in the right bin. I think if everyone did that, say once a week, this country, oh, fuck's sake, Adam.
Fucking shock. Shit, did I get that? Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Oh, I have to cut that bit out.
Yeah, so no, I was just saying.
Phone overheated, man. So I've got to
Sorry?
hold it like that. My phone overheated, so I've got to.
Yeah. Just put like a little interval or something, like get some of Dino's music and put like an advert that's tailored to you or something.
Yeah, I know. But
we do bloody adverts. But no, but basically what I was saying was before we stopped there for a quick break, saying if everyone just went round and just like took a bag out and just like cleaned up a bit more, like this would be so much nicer place to live in. I mean, I'm pretty fortunate now to live in this sort of here temporarily, this little halfway house. My house has been built up, well, sort of renovated, should I say? But where I live now, you know, it's really peaceful, it's really quaint. Yeah, and I think we all need to do a bit more to better where we live, really. I mean, where you live in Cornwall, everyone there is pretty considerate anyway.
Most people.
That's the culture down there to be like that, because they're all like, mature people. But around here, you just get lads around in cars coming back from McDonald's or something, and they just lob it all out the window.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think, like you said, it's important to like think about the environment, look after the environment, because you know, plastic and tin cans and bags, you know, it takes. I mean, plastic takes like I said, something crazy, like a couple of thousands of years to break down.
Yeah, that's it.
We have a problem when people come down on holiday to Cornwall, or probably some people who probably live here as well. You know, will fly tip and dump stuff, and that was, you know, because when the coronavirus happened, all the tips and places like that were closed. People were just dumping random stuff on the side of the road, and you see it on beaches more and more. You know, things washed up. Where I live, there's a lot of building works going off, and obviously the builders need to wear masks, and they've been dumping the surgical masks on the floor. So, like, you know, I take my dogs for a walk, and I have to think more about where I'm walking my dogs, because I don't want them eating something like, you know, I don't want them grabbing a mask or, you know. But it just takes a bit of common sense and just being a bit, like I said, mindful about what you're doing. And
yeah, I mean, it's not hard.
People are lazy.
Just put it in a bin. Like, it's not that hard, is it? Like, what are you going to achieve from this? And they're just doing it for their own selfish convenience. That's why people litter, because it's selfish convenience. There's no other rationale to it. It's like, can you not afford a bin?
Yeah.
Like, the bin's like £1. Go and buy a bin. Yeah, put it in a bin liner.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't scatter it over the countryside. It's not hard. Look, chavs, if you're watching this.
Yeah. but the thing is as well, it's like it endangers wildlife because like if an animal ate that,
Yeah,
or I've seen footage.
its head caught or something, and then it may suffocate or something along those lines. So yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely. I agree, and I think it's a lot worse than it probably used to be. I think like people just can't be bothered to, go find a bin or hold on to it. I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
it's when you walk dogs as well. You see this when you walk dogs. People have poo bags, or they just don't, and the dog's crap somewhere. They don't pick it up, or they'll have a bag, poo bag, and then they just dump it somewhere, and you think
you can get fined absolute fortune for not picking up after your dog.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But I think that kind of comes on to mindfulness as well. Cheers, Terminator Man.
Men in Black.
Men in Black, yeah.
Talking pug.
Yeah. But tip pug. But yeah, I think that comes on to mindfulness, doesn't it? Like, people need to be mindful more, not just about littering, about, just probably how about they go about their day and what they do.
Yeah. I mean, I know from when I did that, just spending however long it took me, like just half an hour, I felt really, really good about myself because I know I've done something great for helping the environment and for where I live. I mean, yeah. And I'll probably do it again tomorrow, maybe if I go on another walk. I do it every time I go on a walk now. I pick up if I see something. I mean, I remember the first time I did it, because it's become a bit of a habit now, going litter picking. I was just like carrying it all in both my hands, sort of strolling down the street with it, looking like an absolute weirdo until I found a bin. But I mean, that's what people should be doing anyway. Just don't lob it out of the car. Just don't be a mong.
Yeah. For the sake of like holding on to it, or for 5 minutes. I think a good idea. Like sometimes in my car, I'll have like a bag in the back. So if I do have some food, I'll put it in a bag in the back.
Yeah.
So it's like a bin almost in your car, and then when you need to dispose of it. I saw a guy when I was in Nottingham when I lived there years ago, when you was actually dug for a house, and I was cutting through to go home, and there was a lad who went to your school, and he was sat in his mum's convertible, and he had like a burger or something, like a McDonald's.
Okay.
And he friggin' chucked the burger wrapper or the McDonald's box out the car on the floor.
Really?
And I saw red, so I went up to it and I picked it up and I chucked it on his lap.
Did you really?
And his mum roared him. She was like, "Did you just throw that out the car?" And she just was having a go at him.
Oh my god, that is hilarious. It serves him right.
But I was like, what a rat.
Yeah. The stuff I did at school. Yeah.
We've all littered, we've all done stuff, but there comes a point where it gets bad when you see people with families and the mum and dad do something, and that's just sending a message. What message is that sending to the kids? That's half the issue.
When I was in IKEA, Adam, I told you, and there was this mum, dad, and their son walking around, and the son burped at like the top of his voice. Literally, like I just stood there looking, and then he burps, and I went, and his parents didn't say anything. Like, that's disgusting. What's wrong with you? It's just bad parenting. Don't be a bad parent.
Yeah.
Don't be silly.
It's just ignorance, though, isn't it? I mean, that's half the thing, and I think like I think especially during this time, you know, it's very, very visible. You kind of see people's true colours and things like that. And I think how someone is and how someone behaves and acts says a lot about them. You know, something like that. You know, okay, you burped, but you can judge someone based on something like that. It says a lot about a person. You know, littering.
Yeah, it does. Because I mean, we do live in a world where first impressions count. So when we see something like that, it may not necessarily reflect their entire character, but that's the impression that we get of them. But yeah, still, there's no excuse to litter. Like, put it in the bin, Mom.
Yeah.
Stop being a baby brain.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
But
no,
what do you...
mindfulness, other ways to achieve mindfulness. Obviously, a walk is good. And something I learned, something I was told, was that if you're feeling, say, like sad or angry or something or whatever, if you go for a walk, and what you do is you put some power into your feet, so you're almost stomping. I'm pretty sure you know who told me that, Adam. And I think that really helps, and that helps someone achieve a bit more mindfulness. Because I remember I did it one time on the off chance, and I came back and I was like, oh, I feel pretty good actually. So if you are the type of person who likes to go get a bit of exercise if you're feeling sad or whatever, or angry or anxious, if you're walking, put some power into your feet, almost like you're stomping on the ground, but not stomping so that people look at you know you're stomping. Just put a bit more power into it, because you look a bit weird otherwise, wouldn't you? So put a bit of power into it and feel that sort of energy sort of just like leaving you the stomp, and imagine it sort of going from here down to your legs to your feet and out. I remember I did that once and I was annoyed at something, and I came back and I felt like brand new. Like, I thought that's really, really good. So that's a good tip for anyone who likes to do a bit of exercise. I highly recommend that. I'm sure you've come across loads of people on your podcast who've got their own tips. I mean, is there anything that springs to mind?
Yeah, no, exactly. I think you're right. You know, by going out and exercising and going for a walk, and like you said, by putting a bit of power behind your feet. What tips would I have? I would say, you know, like similar to what you said, getting out and just going for a walk, and being aware of your breathing. I think that's a massive one. You know, being aware of your breath,
isn't it? Yeah.
It brings you back to the present moment. You know, like just it. You know, obviously not just one breath, but just your attention then becomes more on your breath and yourself and what's going on around you.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll go for a walk.
Techniques are good. Breathing, like controlled breathing and breathing techniques, are good for calming you down. It's just so natural. I've tried that once in the past. Yeah, it does help. It does help. You just sit and go.
Yeah.
It helps me sleep sometimes as well. Like if I take loads of like deep breaths, if I can't sleep, I sort of feel like I sort of get like a bit more tired instantly, and that helps me sleep, which is pretty good.
I think everyone's got a different thing that works for them. That's the thing. Like, we're all so different. Yeah, depends what the person likes. Some people like walking. You know, there's hypnosis. No, it's not really mindfulness. There's these mindfulness meditation kind of audio transcripts you can listen to.
YouTube.
Being around nature is quite mindful. You know, being outdoors.
Yeah.
Your attention's not so much on yourself. It's like, you know, I'm sat in my car right now, but there's birds flying around and there's a few trees. So being aware of what's going on around you and just
it sort of draws your attention away to what's going on around you. and you focus more on that and less than whatever it is that whatever emotions it is that you're trying to expel.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna get a cigarette, Adam. Bear me one sec. I'm gonna have a cheeky cigarette indoors for the first time in my life, but I feel as though it'll be pretty cool. So I'm gonna go get a cigarette. I'm like, all right, we're back from our break.
Yeah.
Quick cigarette break, obviously. Adam, thank you for having a cigarette with me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, don't smoke, man.
Obviously not funny. But no, where actually were we? We were just talking about the environment, weren't we? I mean,
You're talking about the environment.
This is the only planet we've got. Just look after it. Like, yeah.
I think as well. I mean, with the environment, I mean, you saw with lockdown, there were like lower emissions. There were, less pollution in a lot of areas. Venice, you could see dolphins in the canal. The canals were clear.
Yeah.
China obviously had low pollution for a while because they wasn't doing anything.
Yeah, that made the news. That was because it was like the lowest pollution level in however long, wasn't it? Yeah, it was an insight into sort of where we're headed, because so many places now, they're going like renewable energy and stuff like that. And I think a UK city, when I think was it a whole week or just a day, and it was powered just off renewable energy, and that pretty much is a breakthrough, isn't it? Because all the nuclear, I mean, I'm pro-nuclear because of how efficient it is, but I understand that renewables are way in the future.
Yeah. Well, I think people fear nuclear. I think they're quite fearful around it. I mean, you don't want like
cancer, fuck off. Not gonna. Well, I didn't mean to swear. Sorry, just put it. That was just instant Cheshire. Sorry.
People don't like the game Fallout 3 or something like that.
But I can't wait for that to become real life. I can't wait. Because I tell you what's going to happen if that becomes real life. Right, the war will start. My shares in oil, they're going up. I'm going to clear house. I'm going to cash out, and I'm going to go and buy guns off the deep web, and I'm going to sit in my house and wait for the raiders to come.
Cheshire's got this all planned out. He's investing in oil for Fallout to happen.
I've got shares in oil, and I will clear house as soon as Donny launches another missile. Yeah.
It'd be like that game Homefront, where like South Korea or North Korea.
I never actually played that game. Yeah, I never actually played that. Well, I'm going to get an Xbox One and a PS4 when I move into the new house.
Yeah, so, they talking of games consoles, they went up in price dramatically during lockdown because
which people ones? The PS4 and Xbox One.
Yeah, people obviously had lots of time on their hands, and people were selling them on eBay for like more than you should be really paying for them because they knew people were desperate. Yeah, they like prices dramatically increased.
It's bad. It's bad. That's bad capitalism.
And other ones as well, hand sanitizer. People were selling hand sanitizer for like £40, and it wasn't even hand sanitizer off the time.
Well, I mean, I did see a video once where this corner shop guy, he just wrote 10 quid and put it on a bottle, it was just like a normal bottle of hand sanitizer. And this old guy just walks in, puts like 2 quid on the counter and walks off with it. And there's someone recording it. But yeah, that's just people trying to cash in on a bad situation, which doesn't surprise me because this is the world we live in. This is the 21st century. Like people don't give a flying.
Yeah,
they just don't care. Like
some people just care more about themselves and what they can cash in on.
Yeah, like oil. What? Who said that?
But I think like it's important, you know, to I don't want to go too off topic too much, but you know, to have a plan B in some sense, because a lot of people, you know, I think in the Western world, you know, just got one job and that's their main job, and if something happens, then you know, like the coronavirus situation, then they're out of work. Whereas some people, they'll have the main job and they'll have a side thing on the side. They'll have, you know, another backup job. I think like you people need to just be mindful probably of that, and just, you know, like you said, like investments, like you're, you know, investing in stock or something and saving money and thinking about, you know, the future and, you know, their finances like that. You know, Grant Cardone talks about it a lot, you know, the guy we follow.
Yeah.
And he was talking about, like, you know, if you're wanting to be a millionaire, that money is going to run out in, say, 10 years. You know, you've got to budget your money. You've got to live on a certain amount. I think, you know, I'm not going to go too off topic, but I'm just saying they're quite important things, I think, you know, for life.
Yeah, no, of course. I mean, I agree with you 100%. Like, regularly, I write down, I update it as I go along, but I sort of write down, you know, what I'm earning, what I'm spending, what I'm left with. And I think that's definitely good. And everyone should be doing that. Like, just people don't understand how to stay in their financial lane these days. And because of that sort of greed, that sort of wanting to be Instagram famous, we see these companies cashing in on that through ways of like PCP deals on cars, finance deals on the newest cars, finance a watch, finance clothes, finance everything finance. But that's born purely out of greed, and companies taking advantage of it. It's staying in your financial lane is probably one of the best things you can do. You need to do that in order to create sustainability and have that sort of idyllic future that you want, you know. Yeah, I mean, I'm always thinking like years ahead. I don't think about today. I mean, I think that's one of the flaws I have. I don't really think about today. I'm thinking so far in the future that I miss out on a lot of stuff. But I don't mind, you know. So, I mean, I've got sort of big ambitions for not when I'm retiring, but before that. You know, I've told you I want to own a holiday home in Italy, and it's achievable because Italy is actually ridiculously cheap. You get a lot of house for your money in places like Italy, and it's a beautiful country as well. It's amazing, and that's one of my life goals. So, you know, in order to achieve that today, I've got to tell myself, you know, this is how much you got to save, or you can't do this if you want to get that holiday home or whatever, you know. Then you got these people that go on the sesh every weekend spending more money on alcohol than they do taxes. It's like, what's wrong with you? Spend your entire 20s drinking yourself away. I don't understand it. I really don't.
It is pretty crazy. I mean, we used to go out when we was teenagers, and we've gone out to places, you know, every so often. That's how we kind of did it. You know, we used to go out every weekend, you know, 18, 19.
Yeah, during the college days, but then we grew up.
But then you realise, and then you think to yourself, okay, you might be spending 50 quid. Some people spend 80 quid, you know, if not more. And you think, if you're doing it every week, you know, okay, 4 weeks in a month for 50 quid a week, you know, 50, 100, 150, that's £200 a month. You break that down, you know, 2, 4, 6, 8, it's like £1,000, you know, on what? Going out, getting steaming and feeling like crap.
Yeah.
You know, I like to go out. We all like to go out, but it's that balance of how much you do it and how much money you're spending on it.
That's it. Some people just don't get that. They just want to keep going on the session drinking. It's like, what's wrong with you? Like, you're this age. You should be thinking about this, not when your next drink is. And
it's an addiction, though, isn't it? It's an addiction. It feels good to socialize. It's good to go out. You might meet someone. Depends what the situation is. So that side of it, and I think sometimes people, they don't experience that earlier on in life, and when they get to 30 or 40 or whatever, then they start doing it because they didn't have the time. They might have had a kid younger, at a young age. They didn't have the time to do it or didn't experience it. I mean, I think for me it was a phase. I think probably for some of us it was a phase.
Yeah, I think that was just us being young. Like, I remember me at college, like me and Liam, we'd always be like listening to music throughout the day on like a Thursday or a Friday at college, like getting ourselves ready, like nice and put ready for that night. But then it just sort of wasn't really much of an interest anymore. Obviously, Liam settled down now in a very nice house, bless him. He doesn't really go out anymore. I don't go out. Not many people I know go out. A few do, sure, but not many. I think I'd rather spend it. I think I'd prefer a nice weekend away, to be honest, rather than going out and getting absolutely smashed.
Yeah.
Going to a new city, seeing some new sights. Like I'm basically I'm 26, coming on 50. I want to go to a museum. Yeah.
Well, we went to a museum in New York, didn't we? We went to
We did,
Museum.
Natural history. That was mint.
Yeah.
That massive T-Rex. No, it wasn't a T-Rex. It was
just a dinosaur or something.
Like a Diplodocus or something. Yeah, it was an absolutely massive dinosaur. I remember that. And then you had the big turtle.
Yeah, massive turtle.
Yeah.
Giant alligator snapping turtle. Will bite your hand off.
Snapping turtle. Yeah. That was mint.
Yeah, it was good.
That was a good week.
Yeah. Crazy place. Amazing place. I remember all you could hear was whoop whoop.
Oh yeah, I was literally about to say all you could hear 3 a.m. is fire engines with the weird sounding siren. Yeah, it was like oh Jesus. Sorry, too much monster. It was like the purge siren.
Yeah, that raw noise.
That's what it sounded like to me.
Yeah. People going mental.
Yeah, that's it. And when I went out for a cigarette at 2 a.m, the sidewalk, pavement was packed with people. Like when people ask me afterwards, was it busy there? Was it busy in New York, Cheshire? I'd be like, imagine this. Imagine I don't know, random city, Nottingham, on Saturday midday. Imagine how rammed it is along, say, Columbus Street or something. That's how busy it was at New York at 2 a.m. on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
Constant streams of people. The city doesn't sleep. It's mental. And that was a weekday as well. It wasn't even a Friday or anything. It was a weekday, like a Wednesday or a Tuesday. What the hell?
It was crazy. I remember, because we went into a clothing shop. It was 11 o'clock because the clothing shops close at midnight.
Yeah, it was weird, wasn't it?
I'm trying to think what else. I mean, I remember
you got your pink
Ralphie top. Yeah, I got sucked into buying that. It was I do like it though. I think you got to treat yourself and get a few things, haven't you?
Have you worn that?
I haven't worn it for a couple of months. I think just because I haven't had anywhere to go.
Yeah.
But no, it's important to travel, isn't it? I mean, I think especially at the minute, it's a bit of a funny time to travel, but
yeah, of course it is.
It's just a gamble, really. It is literally a gamble.
Flights are cheap though, aren't they? They're not that expensive. They've been reduced because the airlines are trying to draw more people in, so they just knock the prices down a bit. But now I wouldn't fly at this time. I mean, I'd like to be chilling on the beach somewhere or wherever, but I'm not going to.
it's not really worth the risk. I mean, like the pubs down here. I mean, I'm in Cornwall, so I mean, a lot of tourists are down now. A lot of second
Yeah, I
homeowners,
was
people
supposed to be
holiday.
there this week. This is what I booked this week off for. Was to make my way down to Cornwall, but obviously the St Helena dock was shut, wasn't it? And they only opened their doors like a few weeks ago.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm literally supposed to be where you are now, Adam. We're probably supposed to be in the same car
Yeah,
in your small but mighty personal tablet car, but
yeah,
no, coronavirus.
yeah. I mean, it, there are taking precautions down here. I just think like the Mariners down the road, it's packed. It's packed, and I'm just like, is it really worth it? You know, you don't know. You just don't know. That's the thing. You go for a pint, and then, and then, oh no,
What?
you know, it's like somebody could cough, or you know, you can go for a pint and end up catching coronavirus or something random. You just don't know.
Yeah, everyone was when the pubs reopened. Everyone was going to the pubs, but then the next day, people were queuing to go into the supermarket. Excuse me, why are you queuing when you've just been in the pub with 10 of your mates last night? Just walk in. I did try walking in. I did try walking past the queue once. Someone went, excuse me.
Yeah, my dad did that a few times. He told me he went to the butcher's and he just walked in.
Yeah.
Like 20 people looked at him like,
Oh, what a legend.
He's a funny guy. He's a funny guy.
My cat's staring at me in the grass. He looks like a velociraptor.
It made me laugh when I think about when you had that cat run into your house.
Oh yeah, the neighbour's cat. Yeah, he just walked in. The thing was, Adam, I didn't. The doors weren't open. I had a window open. And he jumped in through the window, made his way through, and went up to my bedroom. And my cat was just there staring at him for like a good 10 seconds. And then my cat just bounced and chased him away. And then it happened again. A different cat.
What? Different?
It happened twice. Yeah, I have video evidence on both occasions.
Tablet.
What?
On your phone.
On my phone.
Yeah. What did you take a video of it on your phone?
Yeah. I took a video of it. Yeah. Yeah, it was well random. Just random cats appearing in my house.
Cat
yeah, I am. Yeah. Yeah, I am. I've told myself I'm gonna get like catnip crops at the new place. I'm gonna put like 6 or 7 plants down. I'm just gonna observe
catnip plants.
All the neighbours' cats converge on my garden to catch a dealer.
Yeah, just make sure you don't have the police knocking on your door. Like, whoever reports you planting suspicious crops in the back garden. Like, they're just catnip.
Well, yeah, no, hopefully not.
Yeah, I had a random cat jump in my garden the other week, and my 2 dogs, you know, like my dog's a bit crazy.
Yeah, they are.
They're both in the garden, and this random cat bounced off the fence and jumped in, and my dogs looked at each other, and I looked at this cat.
What do you do?
Yeah, they was like almost shocked, and then they both went for it, and this cat ran circles around Darcy. She was like, and then she ran off, and then Darwin chased it. And the cats are just so smart and nimble; they can outwit a dog in like 5 seconds.
Yeah, cats are rapid. Anyway, we're going off topic.
Yeah,
aren't we? Jesus.
But we're talking about, we did say we were going to talk about technology.
Technology, yes. Where to start though? 5G giving us all cancer, or
there's lots of theories around that.
China spying on our Zoom calls right now, or MI6. I don't know. There's so much you can talk about.
I think like the advances in technology and where it is now and where it's going to be in like the next 10 years. Like, I saw a Gary Vee video and he's predicted a lot of stuff. And he was like saying on the Joe Rogan podcast he was like, talking about AirPods, and Apple made $8 billion just off. I think it's 8 billion or 8 million, one of the two, just off AirPods,
Wow.
off an accessory. And
That doesn't surprise me though. Like Apple are quite clever when it comes to their marketing. They developed products that where a large portion of the consumers would wear them purely for the look, as opposed to the actual functionality. Like I've got my Dre Beats wireless ones. I guarantee you, the sound quality of this is better than the Apple AirPods, whatever they're called, the wireless ones. But people buy it because they just want to walk around in public and for other people to see them with little crap white things in their ear. It's like, they're like an Instagram queen or something.
It's like in New York when we went there, like
everyone in New York had one.
I think 4 out of 5 people had AirPods in their ears.
Yeah, definitely. It's weird. It's random. Like the sound quality, you can get better for cheaper, but people pay for it because it's Apple. I mean, I'm a bit of an Apple snob, admittedly. Like I've got the 12-point-something inch iPad Pro 2019 and the iPhone XS Max. But they're both just so functional. It's great. Like I can call you normal mobile from my iPad. It's me. I love it. It's got 4G. Yeah, it's got 4G as well, which is pretty cool. So I am a bit of a Apple snob in that sense, but I'd never pay 200
quid,
phones. Like, and I just don't get it.
And you could lose them really easy.
The watch doesn't make sense either. Like it just all the Apple Watch does, Adam, it just shows you the bit of a text.
I used to have one.
That's it. Well, yeah. I mean, was it functional?
I used it like probably 8 times when I went to the gym or swimming pool, because I used it for like a fitness thing when I went for a run, or if I went for a swim. And I did use the text on it.
50 quid. You can get a really good Fitbit. Right.
Yeah, I mean, you can get Fitbits to do the same thing for like next to nothing. But like, I paid finance stupidly on that watch, and it was like 80 quid a month.
80 quid?
I used to pay 80 quid a month. I don't have it anymore. I sold it and I paid it off. But, it was just when it first came out. I had like the Series 1 or Series 2.
Right.
And I was like, oh yeah, sure, that was cool. And then the thing is with Apple, they always bring out new products like the next couple of months. There'll be a brand new iPhone or accessory, and you're like, oh great, I've got a. But
I mean, it's kind of plateaued though with Apple at the moment. They've not really brought out anything that I kind of see as a flagship model. They've sort of brought out a few SEs or whatever they're called, like the ones. You've got the iPhone 11 Pro, which is basically the same as mine, but with 3 cameras on the back. Like the next time Apple is going to really break through again is when they make the foldable iPhone a reality. What's called Huawei have done it.
Huawei.
The random Chinese one with the data privacy issues. That company and Samsung, they've done a foldable phone, so it's
Motorola, I think, did something.
Did they?
They brought out a flip phone. It was a Motorola. They did
like year 7, year 8, and then they just got forgotten about.
They did like a remodel on one of the slim flip phones, and they just did it so it's a flip phone, but it's all touchscreen.
I bet that didn't sell very well.
I don't think it did. I'm not too sure on that. But technology is crazy though. Like how it changes. Like you think of like years ago of MSN Messenger and going on a computer, desktop, and then laptops, and then even thinner laptops, and then iPads, and then phones. I think Gary Vee said it's all going to be on voice in the future. It'll all be like, more so voice recognition, really.
Yeah, I mean, a good example of that is my my Google Home Hub. that I've got. Like, I can just say anything to it. I just go, "Hey Google," or "Okay Google," and anything I say, it will register it word for word. It's really, really good. Like, I can just say, play a song, a certain song on YouTube, and it will bring it up, even if it's a video. And if I say, "Good morning, Google," or "Hey Google, good morning," it will go through the top headlines from the BBC and Sky News. It will give me a weather breakdown, tell me what's on my calendar, tell me what the traffic is like. It's like, this is technology gone crazy. But it's a good crazy with the Google Home Hub. I can't recommend it enough. Seriously, it's the sound quality on it as well. I've got the bad boy one, the really big one. And it's absolutely amazing. I love it.
Yeah, because you sent me a video of the sound quality, and it's pretty loud for a small little dock.
Yeah, I was playing Mr. Traumatic on it. The bass is crazy, and I didn't even have it on full volume, but I had to turn it down because I was afraid the neighbours were going to complain or something.
But it is mental, and the thing that comes down to is speed, isn't it? And time. It's like that saves you going on your phone, having to search stuff. You can just say one thing, and then it's like that straight away.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and another cool thing with the Home Hub is that I can just go on my phone, and for free, I didn't have to sign up to anything. For free, I can view the camera in real time on my Google Home Hub. And as you know, I've always told you, it will tell me when there's like motion in the bed.
Yeah.
So like if someone's in there, I'll get a notification on my phone saying
movement. Yeah,
there's movement, or it's detected someone or something, or a cat.
That'd freak me out. If that would freak me out, if I went to the shop or something and said there's movement in your bedroom, I'd be like,
yeah, I know. That did happen to me once. I knew no one was around that day.
I believe in ghosts though, Chesh. I believe in ghosts and all that. So I'd be like, there's a ghost.
More than me. Everywhere that you've been to, Adam, is miraculously haunted. I don't get it.
I don't get either of
it. It's basically you just hear a creak in the corner and you go, "What, man? Haunted, chest, haunted."
But you remember when we stayed in the hotel room that you was at, and there was like random knocks. Can you remember? And then you said,
"Enodoc."
Yeah, that place. And then you said Enodoc, and then you said you woke up and like we went in the bathroom, and there were like marks on the mirror.
Handprint. There's a handprint on the top.
Yeah.
And I don't know where it came from. It wasn't a cleaner, because the cleaner hadn't actually been in that day, because I had a lazy lie. So, and if it was from the day before, it would have vanished by now, because it was just sort of heat or something. It wasn't dirt. It was just a normal handprint. It looked like it was freshly there. And that was after I heard noises.
But we walked down the corridor, because you went out for a cigarette at like 2:00 in the morning, and we heard like clattering noises. We heard like noises, and the hotel wasn't even that busy.
Yeah. I mean, we went on a quick scout, and I couldn't see anyone. But yeah, we heard large banging sounds coming from somewhere. Oh well.
But no,
it was probably nothing. It was probably nothing. But you never know.
Paranoia.
Yeah.
But no, I'm trying to think what else technology. Like I think there's quite a lot in the news through technology.
5G for a start.
I think 5G is a big one. That's very controversial. I think we're kind of coming out of that in the UK, aren't we? I saw.
Yeah, I think we're getting it. I don't know when, but I mean, I don't think it'll be much of a noticeable difference to 4G in England. I can't imagine it being much different.
But no, I do think like there is benefits to technology. I think like depends. There's a lot of controversial topics around kids using technology. Is it good for kids? When introduced to your kids.
When we were kids, like I didn't get my first TV in my bedroom until I was like 14. And now kids as young as like, I don't know, 8, 9, or even younger, they're getting TVs.
Earpods and smartphones.
I was above 10. And they're all getting like iPhones and iPads and tablets. It's like, what? just let them play out in the dirt a bit with their friends. Give them a tablet, destroy their mind.
Yeah. That's the thing, isn't it? I mean, we live in a world where technology is great to talk to people on, like we're doing this. I think it's that balance of how much you use it and when you use it. I mean, I've got a games console and I've got a computer and stuff, but it's like it's not good for your health, is it? In the long run, if you're kids are sat, not getting a vitamin D from the sun, social interaction, a bit difficult now.
Yeah.
But,
I know what you mean, man. I know what you mean.
Depends how you use it. Depends what you use it for. I think how you use it, and I think technology is just gonna gravitate even more, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting old. When I'm out in public now and texting, I stop to text. I've reached that stage. You know how mums text and they put their glasses down like that and go like that. That's what I'm like now. And I'm 26. I can't keep up with technology now.
What, do you have glasses now?
No, I don't have glasses.
You
no.
stop and put your shades down.
I just stop. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm like now. Yeah.
Oh, it's funny.
Oh. Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to mention?
No, I can't think of anything. I think we've sort of exhausted it now, haven't we?
Is there anything you'd like to say to people watching, listening? Like any advice on anything?
Advice. You see, there's so much advice I can give, but it would need to be about something specific.
On being mindful.
Mindfulness. You know what? I'm not gonna give tips on that because I think that's down to the individual. Sorry about the background noise. It's the individual and what works for them.
What about happiness?
What might work for me might not be the best option for them. I wouldn't want to lead someone down a straight path. So I'll probably refrain from giving advice on that.
Is there anything you like to give advice on?
Yeah, don't be a mong and litter. Don't be a mong in general.
Take life seriously.
Drink Monster. Smoke.
Smoke.
Yeah.
Do what makes you happy.
Quite literally. Do what makes you happy. And don't care about what other people's opinions of you because it's your life. Yeah. It sounds cheesy, but you only get one go at it, I'm afraid. And I'm not going to look back when I'm 70 thinking I didn't do the things I wanted to do because I was afraid about how I'd be perceived by others.
Yeah.
I'm doing what the hell I want. I'll keep it. You know me, my favourite line, I do what I want. I'll say what I want.
Yeah. Well, no, I think that does take a lot of like, for some people that's really difficult. But I think if you can reach that stage, just don't care, or not don't care, but you're not phased about what other people think and their opinions, and you're just doing you. I think that's got a good place to reach if you can reach that place.
If you can, yes, because we live in a society where we're just fueled by other people's perceptions of us. It influences us and actions we take and stuff we say. If you can reach only by being yourself and being true to yourself, will you ever actually reach that stage? I'm perfectly happy with myself, and yeah.
No,
I reached that stage. You already at that stage. You're doing your thing.
It's gonna be a while
out there. Yeah. I mean, it will do. It's not going to happen overnight, but you've got to be determined to to reach that stage where you can just be yourself and not really care about what others think of you.
Yeah. No, that's a good point, man. No, exactly.
Well, that was unintentional advice, but it's advice nonetheless, which is good.
Yeah, exactly.
And that, I think we'll conclude this.
Yeah, sweet.
Podcast. I've been up since 5 a.m. I want a nap. I'm going to go to bed for about 2 hours. I'm going to wake up and eat something.
Yeah, but no, it's been great to have you on the podcast again, Chesh.
That's all right. No problem. We'll do it again soon.
Yeah, of course.
I'll speak to you on WhatsApp in like 30 seconds, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank
Take
you
it
very
easy.
much, man.
See
Cheers,
you in a bit.
bye.
Bye.